Hi, our goal today is to almost two things. One would be to convert equations from standard form to slope-intercept form, but then also to be able to graph them. So we're just going to say I can graph equations in standard form, because then your first step would be to put it in slope-intercept. So step one, solve the equation to get y by itself. Once you've done that, you're going to plot the y-intercept, which we know is the letter b. It's the beginning number. And then you're going to use the slope to find a new point. And then you're going to draw a line. Let's see what this looks like. We're going to do 3 examples on our notes. First, this is why this one is in standard form, because it has the x and the y on the same side of the equation. And so what you're going to do to solve this is you want to get y by itself. So you want to move your x variable over, divide by whatever coefficient is in front of y, and then you'll have y by itself, and then it will look like what we're used to in y equals mx plus b form. So let's check out what this looks like. To move the entire 2x to the other side, you subtract 2x. Now, here's the tricky part, because usually when you subtract things, like, well, this side, it's the same because the 3x or 2x minus 2x cancels. So you'd have negative 3y equals, and then here's what's tricky is you're used to being able to simplify those into one thing. But think about what we know about combining like terms. You cannot do that. So you're just going to write both terms. Since we like the y equals mx plus b, we like the mx to be first. I'm going to write the negative 2x first plus 12. Then I'm going to scoot that over a little bit so that doesn't go to the other. There we go. Now we have a negative 3y equals a negative 2x plus 12. That says a negative 3 times y. So the opposite of times is to divide. So you're going to divide this side by negative 3 and this side by negative 3. Oops, too far. Space bar and tab is what I'm doing here. Now, when you do that, negative 3 divided by negative 3, that gives you y. Then on this side, you need to divide both of these things by negative 3. This is normally why we wait till the end of solving an equation to divide, is so you don't have to do it to everything on that side. But in this case, you're going to have to, because you couldn't put these together. So when you take a negative 2, divide by a negative 3, a negative divided by negative is positive. So you're going to have that stay as a 2/3 and then bring down your x. Remember, when we're talking about slope, we would much rather have a fraction than we would a decimal. So just simplify it as a fraction and then you would be done with that part. But then now you need to do 12 divided by negative 3. Well, 12 divided by negative 3 is a negative 4. What you should see now is you have your m and you have your b. So you're going to begin at negative 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're going to begin at negative 4, and then you're going to put your next point, you're going to go up 1, 2, and then over 3, 1, 2, 3, and it'll go right there. Then you'll have your arrow here. You're going to make sure it goes through the center of both of those points. And those points are so fat that it may change a little bit, but hopefully you'll at least get the point. So you begin at negative 4, up 2, over 3, and there you go. So far this year, we have only worked with equations that look like this, if I'm asking you to graph it. But what I want you to see is even if it doesn't look like that to begin with, using your laws of equations, you are able to translate it to the formula that you do want. So let's try another example. In fact, why don't you try this one before you watch video number 2? And then you'll see my video for an explanation.